back to Oversteer Auto Reviews. Today I am back at Mercedes-Benz of Seattle to review this brand new 2021 Mercedes AMG GT43 4-door Coupe. Now let's break this car down and complete a review. The front fascia on the 2021 AMG GT43 has a very nice look, and I think it's one of the best looking out of the Mercedes fleet. I say this because it's wider and lower to the ground than most of the other vehicles. The lower portion features a very nice cut and rivet in it to feed the intercooler of the engine, which is very much necessary because it is turbocharged, and air towards the turbocharger will then provide power, which is what we need in a vehicle of this size. The center features the very nice and stated signature Mercedes AMG Panamera grille with these chrome rivets running vertically and black plastic pieces running horizontally in between them. The center of it features the very big Mercedes star logo with the smaller star logo on the top of the bumper as well. These lights are probably my favorite part of the center aside from the grille because they tie in the design of the overall car very nicely into the light design. There is a little rivet which makes it a bit more aggressive, just more aggressive to make it look good without going overboard. We also have these multi-beam LED headlights with this LED running strip, which is always illuminated when the vehicle is on. These light hubs are also wrapped in carbon fiber, which is actual carbon fiber and not just an overlay, and it does look very good, makes the vehicle also a bit lighter. The hood of the AMG GT43 has these 4 rivets in it to give it a more aggressive look as well. Underneath the hood of the AMG GT43, you will find the 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine, which produces 362 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, which will get the vehicle to 60 with the aid of the all-wheel drive drivetrain and 9-speed twin-clutch automatic transmission in just 4.8 seconds. Considering that this is a inline 6, that's really good, especially for a vehicle of this weight. Moving on to the wheels, you can see these 20-inch multi-spoke black AMG wheels, which are a $1,250 option. They are 265 millimeters in width in the front and 295 millimeters in width at the rear. One thing I did like a lot about these wheels is that the negative offset on them is very good, especially for a factory spec vehicle. Behind the wheels, you'll also see the very large disc brakes with the gray AMG brake calipers. The side of the AMG GT43 is easily my favorite part because I think it combines the look of the car with its purpose all in one place in terms of styling. The front end has a very nice fender. We also have the Turbo 4MATIC Plus badge over here with a fake vent on top. The offset on the wheel mixed with the front fender flare looks very good, tying into the center of the vehicle with this sharp side skirt, and then the widened fender at the rear as well with the nice negative offset on the rear wheels flowing all the way into the rear end of the vehicle. This vehicle does have keyless go, so the vehicle is locked. The keys are in my pocket. I simply slide my hand into the handle and pull on the door. The vehicle can open up, and then once I want to leave, I close the door again. The window goes back up since it is flameless, and then I can touch the sensor on the door handle. The mirrors go back in, the vehicle is locked, and I can do what I want to do now. This vehicle does not have the AMG Night package, therefore the window trim on the windows is actually finished in chrome instead of gloss black. It's a small option, and I think it dresses the vehicle up, especially if the vehicle is going to be white. Black and white contrast very well in my opinion, therefore a black AMG Night package is a very good option for you. The side of the vehicle has a longer front end, a very nice and narrow but sloped roofline on the top, and then in the rear it is nice and short and rounded to look more like the AMG GT we have known since 2015. Let me take you on a tour of the rear. The rear end of the AMG GT43 has a very nice design to it. In my opinion, it looks a lot better than the rear ends of its competitors, being the Audi RS7 with its interesting weird light bar. These taillights are magnificent on this vehicle, nice, slender, and long, which do look very good with the vehicle, especially since it is wide and low to the ground. This makes it look very nice. We have a chrome AMG badge, a chrome Mercedes star, and a chrome lettering that says GT43, signifying the trim level of the vehicle. We also have fake vents on the side of the bumper, just like the ones you saw in the W212 E-Class. These should be opened up if you do upgrade to the GT63 trim level. The lower portion of the vehicle has this black plastic piece with a black gloss diffuser, and you also have chrome AMG exhaust tips, which look okay. I think that black exhaust tips with black badges would look absolutely gorgeous on this car, especially with the white paint. Now on the top, this is more of a hatchback design. The spoiler on this vehicle is very interesting. It is active, which means that it is electronically controlled. There is a button in the center console which you can actually click, and then this opens up and closes as you wish. In order to open this trunk, it is quite an interesting process. Now there is no button on the AMG Star, so when you do reach over onto the bottom side, there is a little trunk opening button along with the hidden reverse camera. So once I click that open, everything pops up quite fast. You will also see the guard which protects your belongings from the outside world, and it doesn't show anything inside the trunk. We also have the Burmester sound system in this vehicle, so the subwoofer for that is in there. Now once I do lift the trunk inside cover, you will see the extra goodies of the vehicle if you need those, and then there is more cargo space in here if you would like to store your things tucked away. Now I'll climb inside and do a trunk test, but I cannot close this trunk because of this piece right here. Now it is quite high off the ground, so you might ow. And you can see that I fit in here quite nicely and quite snug. There's lots of space for me to wiggle around, which is nice in a GT car with 4 doors. So it's a pass on the trunk test for this car. As this is an inline-6 turbocharged engine with EQ boost, fuel economy is actually pretty good. You get 20 in the city and 25 on the freeway. Rear seat room and comfort in the AMG GT43 is surprisingly good. I didn't think that it would be this good, since this is a sedan trying to look like a coupe, and most vehicles in the segment fail to fit passengers comfortably in the rear seats. I can tell you that this is not a problem in this vehicle. I have this seat set to my desired sitting position if I was in the front seats, and there is lots of knee room for my knees, but not too much room for my feet to wiggle around. Headroom is good, especially for a sloped roofline. I still have about 3 to 4 inches until my head does touch the roof. These seats are very, very well bolstered. I will not be moving, especially if you're doing some aggressive driving either on the street or on the racetrack. The people in the rear seats will not be going anywhere. I did really like this interior color. This is saddle brown with black Napa leather, and it is incredibly beautiful in my opinion. I think this is the way you should be speccing your vehicle. I call it the peanut butter cup spec because, well, it looks like one. The center does not have a center seat, but instead we get this little tray with 2 USB-A ports, 2 cup holders. The center has a center climate control vent system, but there is no place to adjust the amount of temperature you would like in the rear. That is all controlled through the front. These seats have a nice design to them, and if they are further back, there is still room for your knees with this interesting imprint on the rear seats. We also have these tray-like things which you can store stuff in, and they fold in and out like this. Let me show you the door panel, and then let's move up onto the front. Here you can see more of that beautiful saddle brown color. This door handle right here is finished in it, and it has black stitching where it is saddle brown, and where it is black there is saddle brown stitching, which is a nice attention to detail for Mercedes-Benz. The center has a nice chrome window switch, which is always nice instead of plastic. This also has a metal door handle, and it functions really nicely. There's a nice satisfying click when you try to open the door. This vehicle has the gray ash wood trim, and I think it looks very good, especially with this black and brown contrast. This vehicle does have the Burmester sound system, so there is the Burmester speaker imprintation inside the wood trim right over here. The lower portion features a small, shallow cubby, but it's still something. You can store little things in this. On the driver's side, the door panel is pretty much almost the same as the one in the rear. More saddle brown in the center with black stitching, and then black with saddle brown stitching. We have more of that gray natural wood trim, and we have the seat adjustment switch over here, which allows up to 3 memory seat settings. You can set it by holding the M and then pressing the 1, 2, or 3 based on when you have your seat set. These seats are both ventilated and heated, so you have those options as well right over here. This vehicle does come with the Burmester 3D surround system, so that is also inside the wood trim right over here. There is also a small little cubby over here, a bit larger than the one in the rear. There is also the trunk opening switch right over here, finished in metal, which is very good. Even though you won't really see it that much, it's still metal. Nice attention to detail. Let me show you how the seat works. So, when you do pull on this bottom piece right over here, the seat moves forwards and backwards. There's also thigh support, so this little piece in the front, you can curl out to give your thighs and calves a bit more support. The backrest moves forwards and backwards, and the headrest also moves up and down. There is lock and unlock buttons on the door handle right over here, and then we have more of the mirror switch controls. On the left side, again, more basic Mercedes stuff, light switches over here, and then you also have your parking brake, finished in metal right over here. You push to engage and pull to disengage. Let me come around inside the car and then show you more in depth of the interior of the vehicle. This GT43 four-door coupe also has a very nice sunroof. The button is a bit far and a bit hidden, but right here you have the button. Simply pull it and hold it back, and then it'll slide all the way. And in order to close it, all you have to do is go ahead and push down. The sunroof also comes with a sunshade if you do not want to have too much light in. I personally like to keep it up so it opens up the interior. Along with that, we also have a sunglasses opener, the SOS button, the Mercedes-Benz Me. We have the rear lights, the center lights, and the door lights off button. And then you have your reading lights as well. One thing I've noticed about Mercedes-Benz vehicles, especially in the newer model years 2021 and up, is that the hazards and the turn signals in the interior are really quiet and have a nice clicky sound. I like them quite a bit. Here we are in the center of the interior on the 2021 Mercedes AMG GT43 four-door coupe. A very long name, but well deserved for the vehicle. Now let's talk about the steering wheel. Allow me to turn the car on first. Very nice and quiet start with the EQ boost system. First thing I love about this interior is this drive mode select system. It's an option which puts it onto the steering wheel. I think it's well worth it. All you have to do is turn them and it will change the drive modes. Now if you do go back before comfort, it'll put it into individual mode, which is your customized settings. And then one back is for slippery, so either rain or snow. In the Seattle weather, they'll definitely come in handy in the winter season. Now this sensitive touch button right here controls the screen on the right, and then this one right here controls the one on the left. Very configurable display system in the center. Both screens are 12.3 inches in diameter. The bottom of the wheel is flat bottom. It also writes AMG. This chrome metal is very nice. It's a brushed look and it does look very good, especially with these other chrome trim accents. The center of these air vents have also been illuminated with the ambient lighting system. It's configurable through this system right here. Once you go into settings and then lights, and then the setting pops up right here. And then in order to go home, all you have to do is press this button right here. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, we also have the traction control on and off buttons and your settings to control the distance from the other vehicles and also the speed at which you're going to be traveling along with those vehicles. The steering wheel also has upshift and downshift options right here. These are metal finished, brushed, they're relatively large, and I think they look very good. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have our basic light controls and the parking brake. Very simple to use. All you have to do is push to initiate, pull to disengage. One thing to note is that the foot weld is also ambient lit with the ambient light settings as well, along with this strip right over here. Now this piece right here is taken pretty much straight off of the AMG GT Coupe. We have the same AMG imprintation on the gear select system. In order to go to park, you go all the way up. I'll bring it up, and then the reverse camera pops up along with the bird's eye view as well. And I'll go into neutral, push it down once, and then all the way back for it to put it into drive. And then we have the front camera over here. Now, in order to put it in park, all you have to do is put it in park. Very simple. Now, this button right here is probably my favorite button out of the entire vehicle, because this is what controls the spoiler. And right now I have the spoiler completely up. Hold the button down, and then the spoiler goes down. You can also say it in the center over here. Push it again, goes all the way back up. This gray ash wood trim is probably my favorite out of the trim options. I don't like the gloss ones too much. I think they scratch too easily, and the piano black is just pretty basic, and the black doesn't go with these other materials of leather inside the vehicle. Center, we have our menu button along with the climate control options. I will not be going over the infotainment system in depth because I have already done that in 2 reviews, those being the C63S Cabriolet and the 2021 AMG A35. I'll link both of those videos in the description if you are interested in how this MBUX system works. Let me take you on a drive and show you how well this car performs on the road. Here we are driving the 2021 AMG GT43. It's going to be a quick one, but it'll be worthwhile for what I did have the vehicle in my possession. I believe that honest reviews are the most important reviews, therefore I will be 100% honest. I was a bit disappointed in the vehicle in terms of its driving performance. Now, this is the AMG version of the GT class, therefore an AMG GT 4-door should have the specs of an AMG vehicle, and I felt that it was a bit lacking. Engine noise, more specifically, it is an AMG, so engine noise should have been there, but I feel like it's been very dampened in terms of the amount of engine noise coming into the cabin. The exterior noise is okay, it is a detuned inline 6, so I wasn't expecting much from the outside, but from the inside I was expecting a bit more noise. It's not just a GT500, so more engine noise would definitely be a plus. Aside from that, I also felt that the wind noise of the vehicle as an overall whole was a bit too much. I say this because I did sit in the Chevy Suburban a couple of weeks before this, and I felt that it was just about the same amount of wind noise. This is a very aerodynamic vehicle, so I don't know how the amount of wind noise is getting into the cabin, but it still is regardless. Tire noise wasn't too bad, and road noise wasn't too bad either. It's a well-built vehicle, it's just that the wind noise is a bit too much, and the engine noise is a bit too less. I don't want to be 100% negative, so I will say that I was impressed with the acceleration. It is an inline 6 turbo, so I wasn't expecting too much of a good acceleration, but the inline 6 surprised me, especially with the weight of the vehicle. 4.8 seconds definitely felt like 4.8 seconds, especially on these wet environments. I'll show you a quick standstill acceleration to the speed limit right now. For all of these comparisons, I did spec these on their configuration websites for an identical match. So here we have the 2021 BMW 840i xDrive Grand Coupe. This has a price as built as $101,850, and it does have more options than the AMG GT43. Now keep in mind that it does not look as good as the AMG, and it doesn't offer the same amount of performance. It does have less horsepower than the AMG. Now, with those things in mind, I don't think it looks as good or anywhere near as good as the AMG, so that is a thing to keep in mind as well. Same with the interior. Next would be the 2021 Audi A7 Tfsi Quattro. Now, this vehicle does have a V6 turbo engine, which produces less horsepower than the AMG, but it does have a bit more interior technology. There's 2 horizontal screens on the display, and those configure everything in the interior. I don't like it because there's no buttons for your physical controls like volume switches.
So that's a downsize in my book, and the interior build just isn't on par with Mercedes-Benz's quality. Now, this vehicle does have a price as configured as $104,000, which is more than the AMG. It's your choice if you want to go Mercedes or Audi. The final competitor for the AMG GT43 would be the 2021 Porsche Panamera 4 standing for four-wheel drive, since the AMG has a 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. Now, the thing with the Panamera is that it's a great car. Maintenance, especially in this newer generation, is getting a bit better, but it just has looked the same as it has for the past decade or so, and that's a downsize in my book. The interior does look a bit more dressy if you don't want a sportier appeal with the AMG, so that is a thing about the Porsche. Now, it does have a higher price as configured than the AMG, sitting at $114,870.
And that is the complete review on the 2021 Mercedes-AMG GT43 four-door coupe. I believe that this vehicle is phenomenal for the price you're paying, especially compared to its competitors. Now, if I were to buy the vehicle, I would go ahead and step up to the AMG GT53 four-door trim level, because I believe that the same engine producing 100 more horsepower is more suitable for the vehicle in terms of power. This vehicle does have a base price of around $89,000, and this vehicle, as it is spec'd, is sitting here just at $102,690, which is a fair price to pay in the segment. The AMG GT53 four-door coupe has a base price of around $99,000, but if you spec it a bit less than this vehicle, there's gonna only be around like a $4,000 difference, and I think that's a bit worth the price. Now, if you do want a 63 trim level of the vehicle, it's gonna be a lot higher, in the $140,000 to $150,000 range, and at that point, I just go ahead and get a CLS 63 AMG. It's similar in terms of size and weight. It may not look as good, but the power is there, and you can actually spend less to get the same performance out of the vehicle. That is all for today. Thank you all for watching. If you did like today's video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please do subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and remember to keep on driving.